Lots of bubbles coming. Oh, it is a flathead, and it is a bigger one. Hi y'all, if you're coming fishing with me today, let's go. We got no time to waste because we're already getting a late start. It's about 9 a.m. right now, which is way later than I typically like to start a morning trip. But I went out first thing and got us some fresh bait. And so time I done that, moved to a different launch, got out here. It is what it is, folks, but we've got us some fresh bait here. I've got us some Gizzard shad. Now we're going to swing for the fences on one rod today. We're going to be using this is one of my bigger shad. He's probably 8+ inches there. We're going to cut some slits in him and put him on whole on a heavy tackle rod. And then I've got some more shad here we're going to cut up in pieces and use on some lighter action rods. So we're going to go for numbers of fish today, and we're going to go for big fish today, and hopefully get a mixture of both. So let's get these baits on here and get started. First off, let's take some slits here, put some slits in this bigger shad just to kind of get him bleeding a little bit, get him oozing out there so the fish can find him. And I'm going to take him. I had a double hook rig tied on this rod. I don't know that we necessarily need 2 hooks for this bait, but we're just going to go ahead and use it since that's what we got tied on. So the top rig here, let me show you this rig. This is just 2 10-aught size circle hooks tied on in a series. I've got a no-knot snail on the bottom, and then another no-knot snail a few inches above, and that goes up to a swivel. That's 80-pound monofilament leader line there, 40-pound main line, and I got a little 4-ounce egg sinker. But the top hook here, we're going to take and go under, kind of between the gill plates there and out either a nostril or right out between the nostrils there, just like we would hook a normal head bait. Now I'm going to take this back hook and I'm going to come in here and just come in the back, run that out. And this bait, I mean, it's big enough you can justify putting 2 hooks into it. But now we're just going to take, like I said, we got them slits in him there on that side. I'm going to take him, we're going to cast him out, not real far, but just put a little distance between this line and the kayak, because these other 2 baits up here are going to be suspended and they're going to be lighter tackle rods. So when we get bit on those, it's going to be more difficult for us to get control of the fish because we're not going to be able to horse them in due to the lighter line. So I want some distance between this line and those to try to prevent some tangles. So we got that cast out there on bottom. I'm gonna put that in the back rod holder there, the molded in rod holder. So y'all keep an eye on that rod today. If it goes down, you holler at me. Now, let's take one of our smaller shad here. I'm just gonna cut the tip of the tail off just to get it bleeding from both sides of the bait, and we'll cut it right there, and we'll use a head and a chunk. Now these light tackle rods, this one here is a graphite rod. It's an old rod, a bionic blade Bass Pro rod I've had since I was a teenager. I've got a small number 1 sized shiner hook on here and 15-pound line up to a swivel, and then a little 2-ounce Catfish Sumo sinker. And you see that green insert right there? That's a liner that goes in these sinkers that Catfish Sumo makes. And I love this because when you're using light line, sometimes the lead rubbing up and down on your line will cause some abrasion. And when you're using lighter line, you don't have a lot of forgiveness in that. So that liner helps protect you. But I'm gonna just run this hook just like we done the other bait there, out the gills, between the nostrils there, and we're gonna lower it right down. Our depth right through here should be somewhere around 60 feet. I don't have a graph on here today. I've been fishing out of my other kayak some, and guess where my graph is? It's on the other kayak. I forgot to put it back on here. So I've used a phone app, which I'll show you once we get baited up. I'll show you a contour map on my phone, and we're kind of just horseshoes and hand grenades, we're hoping that we're close enough today. But we're going to get this bait on and I'll show you. This here is the same exact setup, just with a different rod. I've got a ugly stick, which is a fiberglass rod and a little bit more flimsy tip than the graphite, and I think that's been costing us some fish lately. So that's why I'm bringing out a graphite rod today, a little bit stiffer tip. Both of them are way lighter rods than what I typically use for catfish, but one's got definitely a stiffer tip there, which hopefully is going to help us get better hook sets. We'll see. We'll see how the day goes, see how it goes. So I've got that sinker there on bottom, I'm just reeling down a little bit. Now I'm going to lift up, put that rod in the rod holder, and now our bait is there right off the bottom. So when fish come up and down through here, and this area, you see there's a creek that meanders up through here. And this area looks wide open, but back in the day before the reservoir was made, before all this was flooded, right here where we're at would be where that creek dumped into the Tennessee River here behind me. So we're kind of at the bottom of the drop in the river channel, right before it starts to go up into that creek channel. And we're just going to put in some time out here this morning. Since I don't have a graph, we're not going to do any drift down or trolling anything. We're not going to move because I don't have a way to monitor depth or speed. So we're just going to sit here and see what fish either work up and down the ledge here today or work in and out of this creek. I don't know how well my phone is going to show up here on the camera, but I'll try to show you how we are. So you see the ledge right here. You can see the incline where it starts to go up right here in front of us. And then over here behind us, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of flat there in the river channel, very gradual. So it should be somewhere in the 60s in depth. But you can see that old creek channel that, well, I hope you can see it anyway with the glare and all, that runs right up in here and then back and around. When I'm fishing places like this, I like to set up either at the bottom of the drop like we are today, or up here at the top of the drop. One of the two, because fish I like personally the bottom of the drop more often because you get fish working up and down the ledge also. Sometimes fish will just follow along the contours right along the edges and keep going past this creek. They don't have any interest in going up in it. They're just on the move up the channel. So we have a chance at those. But when you fish the top of the drop, fish up there usually are going to be more inclined to be aggressive, to be feeding at the top. But today we're going to do the bottom. You could make an argument for either way, but I just wanted to show you here on the map, since I don't have my graph on, to be able to show you on the fish finder screen. Y'all, I think we've got a flathead here possibly. There's just weight on that line. I'm gonna pick up on that thing. That shiner hook, I can set the hook, unlike a circle hook, you know. I think that's a flathead though. I never felt him. I was just piddling around on my phone and glanced up and there was just weight sitting there. And that's oftentimes a characteristic bite of a flathead. We'll see when we get him up here. He's not going to be very big. If he is a flathead, he's going to be small. But it's a bite. It's going, oh, he wants to run now, don't he? I insulted that fish when I called him small. This is on that Gizzard shad body section. Yeah, I insulted that fish. I got a rise out of him, didn't I? That woke him up a little bit. We're going to take our time bringing him up anyway, just because we're fishing so deep today. I want to make sure he's able to decompress on the way up. Usually you'll see bubbles, but today I don't know that we will, just because of we got the wind blowing this way and some current going this way, and the bubbles may come up well behind us. That's what I'm getting at. We'll see here in a minute if we see any, but we've definitely bringing him up slow enough. He should be okay. And it is a flathead, and by gosh, he's bigger than I thought. He didn't. Now he's gonna pull now. I didn't think he was that big, folks. That's a nice surprise when you pull them up and they're bigger than you thought they was going to be. There's some bubbles coming up out of them. Nice, folks. Let me get the camera down here and take a look at him there. Nice, buddy. Fish number 1, flathead. All right, let's get our net here. Since we're on the light tackle with this rod, we will net him just to be safe. All right, man. Folks, how about that? Flatty on the light tackle. He was sitting there just holding that bait in his mouth. And we put the steel to the jaw, buddy. Number one size hook. Small hook. But you know what? I've been doing real well lately with this light tackle stuff. Doing so dang good with it, I can't get it out. I don't want to get too rough with the hook, I'll bend it. All right, let's get that out of the way, and I'm gonna put the front camera mount up so we can get a good shot there with me and him. There he is, folks. How about that? Fish number 1, buddy. Flathead, man. Again, not a monster, but you know, when you're using a light tackle like we're doing today, on these, at least on these front 2 rods, you don't need a big fish to have a good time. And this one actually, for his size, fought very poorly. So we get some more fish today on this light tackle, buddy. We're gonna have us a good time. Any day I get me a flathead though, it's a good day. All right, let's let him go. Here we go, Flatty. We'll see you later. There he goes, he gone. All right, man, I'll fist pump the flathead. Let's get another bait down there. I'll take this shad here and we're gonna just cut that tail off. And we'll cut that right there. I'm just gonna throw that head down there in the pedal drive slot, but man, that's awesome getting that flathead, man. That's a welcome sight. We're in the time of year here now, we're in the fall. The flathead bite for me usually starts to pick back up, and to this point, it just hadn't yet. So getting one today for fish number 1, it certainly gives me a little hope and optimism, buddy. I'll take it. All right, back down it goes. I'm gonna turn the camera back on here, folks. I don't know if you can see my line, but it is at an angle like it's come up under the kayak here. We're going, there's a fish that's got it and swimming with it. There we go. I finally got caught up with him. He had come up in the water column. I went to set the hook on him, he wasn't there. I had so much slack. We got him though. I don't know what this is. We'll find out here in a minute. We'll slow down a little bit. I don't know how, well, there he is. Okay, there's the bubbles from him. Is that that's a blue, just a small blue cat right there. Tiny blue cat, but he had come a long ways up in the water column. Get on up in here, kitty. He left the bait on for us too. That was mighty kind of him. No longer than it's been down there, we'll just send it back down. Give me that hook back, fish. Come on now. Boy, it's in there good. All right, let me get the dang pliers on it then. I don't want to get too rough with it. I'm afraid I'll bend it. There we go. All right, folks. Tiny little eater blue cat there. Eater size. But it's another bite. And we'll send this bait down. He's knocked the stuffing out of it, but I'm gonna rehook it and just, it ain't been down there long. We're just gonna try to get another fish on it. All right, back down it goes. Bite number 2. We're getting a little action out here. Got something after this chunk over here. He let it go. Okay, he's back on it. Does he have it this time? Yeah, he's got it. Let's reel us in another one over here, folks. Boy, the chunk. Popular bait. Our whole shad back there. Nothing going on. Our head bait over here got tapped once. That's about it so far. But the chunk, this one's staying down there too, buddy. Oh, okay. He wants to stay down. We got us a fight on our hands here, folks. This one's a little bit better fish right here. This one right here is going to be a little bit bigger than our flathead and our little eater size blue that we got. I'm just going to play him out here. I'm going to take my time. That's all you can do on this lighter tackle, man. 15-pound test, I can't horse him in. We're just gonna enjoy the fight, buddy. Y'all get your popcorn and snacks. This might be a minute. When he first hit it, I just didn't think he was going to be that big, but now now we know otherwise. All right, man. Oh, this is what's been fun lately for me about the light tackle. It's that anticipation. It's like, you know, when you hook a big fish on the heavy gear that I normally use, even if it's a really big fish, man, you're gonna land it in a few minutes. When you hook into a big one on the light tackle, there's no guarantee you're landing it at all. Anything goes wrong, that small hook bends, it pops, your line snaps, whatever. Line gets frayed up, maybe. There's a lot that can go wrong, and that kind of, you know, it kind of adds to the enjoyment of the fight. And the smaller fish you catch end up being significantly more fun on the light tackle than they are on the heavy tackle. So I've been into this lately. I've been doing more of it. We're going to get our hearts broken when we hook into a real monster and something goes wrong. But in the meantime, man, I've been having a good time with it. So we're making progress on this thing now. Watch it end up being a small fish that we foul hooked or something. That'll make them feel bigger too. I'm seeing all in bubbles coming right there, buddy. We ought to be seeing him soon. This water is really clear today. Oh, that's another flathead. That's a flathead number 2. He's comparable size to the first one, but way better fight. That first one didn't hardly fight at all. This one here, way more appropriate fight. All right, man. Oh, buddy. Oh, yes. Yes, y'all. All right. All right. Oh, there he is. Boy, he's on her. He's still on her. You'd think he'd be wore out after that fight. But, yeah, I mean, this one's almost identical to the other one as far as size goes. But, man, way better fight with that one. Ate the same cut of bait, though. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put another chunk down there. And, of course, we still got our big bait out there behind us and our head bait over here. So, we offer many options as we can. Shad's the only bait I got. Oh, let's get him out of here, buddy. He's wound up. Boy, look at him go. That was fired up. He's ready to get out of here, wasn't he? But I was trying to say, you know, we only got one type of bait today. Shad, that's it. But we can offer them at least a variety of sizes and cuts. Having the whole bait with the slits in it there on the heavy tackle, a head bait, a chunk. We can at least offer a little bit of variety even with only one option. This is another one of the slightly bigger ones that I got there. So we're just I'm gonna save this head bait though. We'll end up using it, but that size chunk right there, probably, I don't know, what do you say, $50 maybe? $50 size. That's what's got both of these flatheads so far. It's like, well, it got that small blue too. I don't know what it is. about that cut of bait, but whatever they want, I'm actually going to, let's hook this one through the belly right there a little bit. And down it goes, man. I'm going to drop it down there and let it hit bottom, raise it up so that it's just right off the bottom as these fish work along. Man, 2 flatheads, y'all. Hell, we might get another one out here, man. If they're working up in here in this area, there may be more. Look at that chunk again. I just got it back down just a couple minutes ago. Oh, it's pulling now. We got him now. He was thinking about it. I think that's going to be a blue. We went flathead blue now. This one ain't going to be very big though. Nice takedown. That surge got me a little excited, but I don't think he's going to turn out to be. He's probably going to be another eater size here, like that other blue. But man, that bait wasn't down there long. I'm hoping we've got some activity happening here, some working through. I like being set up when I'm fishing in the mornings. I like being set up right at dawn. But today we had some fog this morning, so I waited a little bit to go out and net us some shad. And the time I'd done that and drove down here and got out here, you know how it is. Everything takes longer than you think it's going to. Except this fish getting all wrapped up in the line. It didn't take him long for that. He got in the other line over there, didn't he? Oh no, I just dadgummit. I should have used the net. He's actually, we still got him, because he's all wrapped up in this line. He was all tangled up in it. He got in our other line over here. Look at this. We're going to land this damn fish anyway and get our hook back. Oh, how the hell did he get, how did he get in our other line in the back too? This fish is in everything. This is the daggone it, man. I don't even know how this happened. I don't know how this happened, folks. How did we get this big a mess with this small of a fish? Doggone it. I should have netted him though. I shouldn't have tried to lift him like that. That's what caused the line to snap. Look at all them leeches on his face. Look at all that. You're nasty, fish. You're plumb nasty. Look at all them on there. Give me that hook back first off. I want that hook back. All right, there it is. Now let's see if we can get him out of this line here he's wrapped up in. Such a small fish to cause so many problems. But boy, he did, didn't he? Get on out of here. Act like somebody on your way out the door too, and clean them bugs off your face. It's nasty. Okay, well, I got water all over my face too. All right, well, I guess we're gonna tie that hook back on, drop another bait down. I'm gonna see what was going on with our other line over here. I don't know what's going on. Do we have a fish on it maybe? I don't know what's happening here. How did our line get all the way up here? Is something swimming with this thing? Is something swimming with our shad? We got a fish on, that's why. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. I didn't even know our whole shad had gotten eaten. I thought that fish had gotten our line because our line was up here. This is a better one here now. This one's going to stretch our heavy tackle a little bit. I feel dumb now. Y'all are supposed to keep an eye on that rod and let me know when it got a bite. I never felt him though. I wonder if this ain't another flathead. Ooh, boy, he's pulling hard now. I think it is another flathead. I think we've got another one. Goodness. Yeah, this is going to be the biggest fish thus far. I wanted to throw out a big bait today while we work with the light tackle stuff. I wanted to have Just a home run bait, you know, something to swing for the fences. And unfortunately, I couldn't get the size of shad today that I wanted, and I didn't want to spend any more time looking for them. So we just threw out the biggest one that we had, and well, I think we got another flathead on here. That would explain why I didn't feel the bite. It would explain why he's so dang strong. I don't feel any rolling like you would with the blue. We'll find out here in a minute. Unfortunately, we don't have any baits in the water right now either. We might have a whole pile of fish down there. Lots of bubbles coming. Oh, it is a flathead. It is a bigger one. Oh, it is a bigger one, folks. Yes. Much better quality right there. Much better quality. Oh, buddy. Yes. All right, let's grab that thing. Let's get him. Come on up in here, Flatty. He got that top hook. The bottom one there, actually he got both of them. The bottom one's in his fin. Top one in the mouth. I did not know that fish was on. He's just going about his day, man, just swimming on. We sitting here getting line tangles with the other one. Didn't even know about it, man. Look at that though. Y'all, that is freaking awesome. Yes. Nice. That's a significant upgrade over the other two. We've got some flatheads working through, man. All right. Well, I want to go ahead and let this thing go because right now we don't have one functioning line in the water right now. Well, I guess that other light tackle could be down there, but the small bluehead he was all tangled up in it, so who the heck knows. But let's just check them all out, get rebaited on everything. Man, 3 flatheads. Oh, that's awesome. All right, Flatty, let's say goodbye. There he goes. Y'all, man, I'm gonna fist pump it again, man. That's awesome. I think this one right here is our next biggest shad. Unfortunately, today was just one of those days where I just wasn't getting the bigger gizzards. Not today. I don't know what was up with them. I was in the wrong place. I don't know. But either way, this is one right here, another one that probably we don't need a double hook rig for. But I got a double hook rig tied on, so we're rolling with it. I'm just going to do this one just like I done the other one there, and we're going to just cast it out behind us, and then I'm going to retie the hook on this other one over here, and we'll be back in the game. Yeah, I'd cast that out instead of suspending it because I wanted distance between this line and our others, and I thought for sure that other fish had somehow gotten in it. Boy, I feel dumb. I blame y'all though. Y'all was supposed to be watching this line and telling me when we had a bite on it, and y'all just let me look stupid. Y'all set me up for that. This leader line right here actually still feels pretty good. I think we just snapped it right there at the knot. So yeah, we did right there where it was in his mouth. Catfish got that rough texture on their mouth. It can be, some of them fish, it can be pretty sharp and abrasive. So I think we just, when I went to lift him, just snapped it right there. Now I can't thread the damn thing because it's so small. I can't half see it. There we go. Let me get this tied on here. I'm gonna take this other shad right there. We're gonna put another body section on and get back to it, man. Okay, here's that bait going down, about another $50 size. I'm gonna send it down, and then I'm gonna reel up our other one over here and whether the bait's on there or not, it's irrelevant to me. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it out with this fresh head from this shad I just cut to get this piece, and we'll just have everything spruced up. We'll have 3 fresh pieces of bait on every rod. Or shad head. Oh, we got one on it. Finally on the shad head. Finally. This is on the graphite rod here. I do like the feel of the other rods a little better on the light tackle, but we're out here just playing around. We're experimenting, trying to figure out what gear works best for me and my needs and preferences on this. This one here, though, ain't gonna be much of a test of any tackle. He's gonna be another small fish right here, probably a blue, I'm guessing. Yep, smallest blue of the morning too, I believe. We're having a small blue and a, well, I can't say small flathead because that last flathead was good size. But you know what I mean. It's a dinky blue and a flathead kind of day. There he is. Let's get him going so we can get another bait down there for the flatties. Now that we know there's flatheads working through here, that's what I want to catch. This shad here, a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to take most of him. I'm going to throw out that tail and just put most of him on the hook, or 3/4 of him anyway. Actually, let me hook him. I think I had that last one hooked like that when I had sent it down. Of course, you always, I don't care what hooks you're using, heavy tackle, big tackle, whatever, make sure you get them scales off your hook point and your barb. That will cost you so many fish. Something so simple, but it will cost you fish. Them scales will cover the hook point of the barb, and it'll keep them from sticking properly. You'll lose fish because of it. We got it going back down now. We sit here and we wait. I'll tell you something else too while we're kind of in between fish here. When it comes to electronics, we don't really need a graph for how we're fishing today. Again, I don't have anything on this kayak right now. I meant to have a graph on here today, but it's at the house there on the other kayak. But when you're anchor fishing or spot locking like we are today, I'm using that motor there and the GPS spot lock feature to hold us still, hold us in place. But when you're doing this, you don't really need the graph. When I use a graph to set up on these spots, it's just to really confirm that I am where I think I am. But the map card on my graph that I have, it's the same thing as the app on my phone. So assuming it's accurate, you don't necessarily need the graph. You know, you can set up on places like this that you know, again, where we're coming off of this, the bottom of the drop here for the old creek mouth. You couldn't just come out here necessarily and eyeball this and know exactly where you're at on this particular body of water. But you may be able to do it in other places, smaller rivers or actual rivers, you know, places that weren't impounded, so you can visually see where creeks dump in or where points run out and things like that. But, you know, again, fishing can be as complicated or as simple as you want to be. And for a lot of people, graphs, especially these live scopes and side scans and all that stuff, they can really add to your cost if you're somebody new getting into the sport. And you know, I'm hoping today just how we've set up here and how we've done this will show you don't have to have the fanciest, latest, greatest technology to have a productive day of fishing. What you do need, most importantly, is just the knowledge of how to read a contour map and kind of understand how fish are going to move along ledges and up into the creeks and up on points and humps and stuff like that. If you learn that, if you spend your time learning that and then set up in those places and log enough hours, you're going to have some productive times. And well, that's what we're doing out here today. We ain't been out here a great deal of time, but we're finding ourselves in the right place at the right time, apparently. I've got something after that bait right there. He ain't acting like he's big enough to do anything with it, though. I hope he leaves it alone. He's on there. I just snatched him up. It's gonna be a tiny one too. Let me slow down here before we bring him up too fast. He was just popping that bait. I couldn't tell if he had it or not, but I knew if he did, he wasn't nothing we'd want to catch. It is another bite though. That is one thing about the light tackle and smaller baits, smaller hooks. A lot of these fish like we're about to pull up here, I mean, tiny little thing. This fish, he will come up and eat your bit, not eat, he will come up and bite your larger baits. If we had a big hunk of cut bait suspended down there, he will come up and try to eat it, but he won't be able to, right? Like, he won't be able to get the bait and the hooks. He'll just sit there and chew at it, gnaw at it, and they'll eventually just chew your baits to pieces. But with having the smaller baits and smaller hooks, you actually land these things. So hopefully we've stuck him now. Maybe he'll go on and think about what he's done and leave our other baits alone down there, so they'll be in good shape when something worth catching comes along. I think we got another one. That's a good one. That's another flathead right there. Tighten down just a little bit on him. Yeah, buddy, that's a good one right there. That's another one that's going to take a little while right here to get in on our gizzard shad head. Unfortunately, I got two guys right behind me in a boat. Bad timing for them to roll up. I don't think they're after catfish, no way though. Boy, this feels good right here, y'all. This feels good. I'm confident it's another flathead. That rod was just slowly bending over. And buddy, he's staying down too. I wish one of y'all would reel up my other line over here so he don't get in it. I got a feeling he's working his way over there. He's going to get in it. Boy, that's a good one. This may be the biggest one of the morning right here. He's just staying down, man. Not gonna horse him. Just gonna keep pressure on him, keep wearing him down. Just hold tight to him. Make him use his energy. He is staying down though. I'm confident this is flathead. He hasn't rolled nothing. A blue would have done rolled by now, even a big one. Meanwhile, these two guys right over here beside me. This place is 70 miles long from dam to dam. Yet we've literally got two guys right over here. Makes no damn sense. Man, this is a good fish though. A real good fish. I hope it's another flathead. I think it is. It's another one of them situations. If we had our heavy tackle, we'd have probably done had this thing up. But this is going to really test us right here. Goodness gracious, he's still going. See the bubbles coming up over there in front of us. Back down he goes. Now he's coming up. Now we got him moving. He's coming straight up now. I got a feeling he ain't done though. I just want to get a look at this thing. Another big flathead. That's the biggest one yet. Biggest one yet right there. I'm gonna get him in the net as soon as we can, since we got that light line. Get him over here, spin him. Boom. Oh, buddy, that's awesome. That's awesome right there. Gizzard shad head. Do what?
What is that, big old carp?
Oh, it's a flathead, buddy.
Flathead?
Yeah.
I couldn't see it.
Yeah. Seriously, these guys the whole damn lake, and they're gonna get right over here. Let me get hold of this thing, y'all. Oh boy, we got him right on the top of the lip too. Look at that. My big fear with this light line is it's gonna be like up in the hook's gonna be up in there, and this is gonna be rubbing on that tooth patch. But this one here, perfectly fine. Oh, buddy, I'm pumped up. I am pumped up about this fish. But that thing wasn't coming out either. I mean, it's buried in that tooth patch. That's a nice thing about the thinner gauge wire. It's going to be more likely to penetrate. What do I do with my pliers? Oh, there they are. I'm all discombobulated, y'all. I'm excited. There we go. Fix that camera right there. Nice. Look at that, man. Oh, that's awesome. All right. I'm gonna do this quick. We played him out a lot, getting him up. I want to go ahead and get him going. Well, he wasn't tired out, was he? He's got here. Oh, y'all. Yes, buddy. Well, there they go. I mean, of course, you know, I guess it's common thing to do, just get up on top of people, but like, this reservoir I'm on, there's 70 miles of the Tennessee River from dam to dam. Like 70 miles. And I'm out here on a weekday, man. Look at this. There's literally nobody around as far as the eye can see. And this guy comes over here, and I know where he's wanting to fish. He was wanting to fish right here where this creek mouth dumped. I guarantee it. I think they were bass fishing, live scoping or something. But terrible timing for them to pull up, because y'all know I don't like talking on camera around people and stuff. I get all weird and everything. And terrible timing for that fish to hit when he did, but by God, we got him, and it was awesome, especially on the light tackle. So I'm gonna take another one of our, this one of our larger shad here, and I'm gonna drop it back down, man. Oh, that was an awesome fight. I don't know how long, I'll have to look at the camera how long it took. Definitely took longer than, you know, what it would have on the heavier gear, but you know, one of the things that I've been questioning is, does the line and hook, there's our bait, by the way, does the line and bait and hook and all that, does it matter or does it not? You know, like we've always been told, what I've always heard and what you've heard me just regurgitate in my videos, is that catfish aren't line shy. And we're led to believe they're not because, well, hell, you know, we catch that one earlier, 80-pound leader there on my big line, right? I've caught a bunch of fish, 80-pound leader. People catch them on trot lines and big, thick lines. And so we know catfish will hit baits with big hooks and big, thick lines and stuff. But my question has been, like, situations like today where the water, we've got several feet of visibility, like the water's very clear. Most other types of fish, if you were fishing crystal clear water, you would go more of a finesse, right? Smaller bait, smaller diameter line. Like you would take a finesse approach, but we never do that with catfish. And so one of the things I've kind of been testing lately, I've done it on a few trips where I take a big heavy rod and put it side by side with a light tackle rod and see how it performs. And boy, the light tackle rod, now granted, we're catching more fish with the light tackle rod, but we're also using smaller baits. It's not a fair comparison today where we've got a whole shad back here on the heavy one cast out and two smaller baits up here on the front that's cut back. That's not a fair comparison, because I guarantee you if we had big baits up here, some of them smaller blues we've gotten probably wouldn't have been able to hook up. They might have come up and nipped at the bait, but they wouldn't have been able to hook up. But all things being equal, I think there's probably times where if maybe fish are a little hesitant, a little reluctant, not super active, if you've got a finesse presentation, they might be more inclined to eat it. And I don't think we're having that kind of thing today. The fact that we're catching now 4 flatheads, and let me see what time it is now. It's 12:39 right now. So, you know, we're right here peak hours of the day and catching flatheads. That's just because it's the fall and we're in the right place at the right time. But I don't know, man. This light tackle stuff, it's definitely fun. That flathead there, he would have been fun on any tackle, but especially fun on the light tackle there. And I don't know, it's something I'm gonna keep playing with, keep doing, keep trying to dial in. And when we're fishing like we are today, I do plan on bringing a big rod and trying to throw out whatever the biggest bait I have. You know, today it was shad, maybe next time it's skipjack or white bass or whatever, but we'll just put whatever the biggest thing we've got on, whether it's a 8-inch shad or a 2-pound skipjack, throw it out, swing for the fences. If a monster comes along and eats it, great. But with the lighter tackle rods, if that big bait don't get eaten, like, you know, we got that one fish on it earlier. Let's say we don't get it. We've still had an awesome day with the fish that we've gotten on the tackle we're using. So I'm gonna be doing this some more, but man, y'all, I'm pumped up. I didn't want to act a fool, kind of show my excitement around Tweedledee and Tweedledum that pulled up there. But y'all, I am pumped up on that. 4 flatheads now, man. That's awesome. So here's what I think I'm gonna do, y'all. That sun has popped out. It was behind the clouds when we got out here. Now it's bright sunny day, it's right overhead, and this water's real clear. So undoubtedly, even at the deeper depths, the kayak here is probably putting off a big shadow, you know, right there over our baits. And it's been a little over an hour now since we caught that big flathead. So I'm out of time too. I think I'm gonna get on up out of here and end this session. But here's what I want to do. I want to come back out here again, and I want to have us some live baits. I think I'm gonna do maybe an ultralight session on my next trip and see what I can get. But I'd like to have something, you know, something with some substance, man. Something, a bigger live bait. Because, I mean, with the number of flatheads, I mean, we got 4 flatheads sitting here in a few hours out here today, really at not an ideal time. I mean, I would have liked to have been out here at dawn, you know, or right before sunset, which I can't do today. So the fact that we're getting as many flatheads as we have at this hour of the day tells me they're in here right now, they're active, they're moving through. So, and they're probably moving in and out of this creek. My guess is I'd like to come back with some big live baits, and I don't care what it is, just something big, white bass, drum, crappie, something large we can put down there and see how that does. So I think I'll do an ultralight session next, see what I can get, take some worms or maybe some live thread fins or something, see what all we can catch, and then come back out and hit this spot again and see what we can do, and hopefully be able to be on the water at sunrise and see if that helps anything at all. And if it don't, then we know the later the morning gets on, maybe that's just when they're feeding. Sometimes fish are like that. I mean, they could be feeding any hour of the day. But nevertheless, the bite seems to have petered out here now. It's been a while since we've had any taps or anything at the bait, so I'm gonna get on up out of here. But what a day, y'all. Anytime I get a flathead, it's a good trip. But pulling in 4 of them today, and the biggest one on the light tackle, it was a lot of fun today, y'all. So we're gonna be back out here again soon. I'll see you then.